Welcome back to the YouTube channel, and today we're going to go through one of the main things that you can implement in your business in order to get really, really good client retention, okay? When I say client retention, I mean improving the amount of time a client stays with you. So instead of having a 3 or a 4 month program that they initially sign up for and then they leave, they actually stay on for 6 and even 12 months in a lot of cases. And this is what successful coaching programs do really, really well, is when they obviously work hard and get a new client because they put all that effort in. They do a really, really good job of keeping them long term. Therefore, it takes the pressure off the sales and the lead generation, keeping the business moving. Okay. So I'm going to walk you through a 3-step process in order to make sure that you maximize client retention. Before I get into that, if this kind of stuff interests you, if you're building a coaching business, if you want to know kind of the best methods to do so, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you get notified when we do more videos, and we'll get started. So the best method that I find of getting great client retention, and there's lots of different things, like little things you can do, but the biggest one that makes the massive impact on your business as a whole is having a really, really well thought out client journey. And what I mean by that is the different phases that a client goes through once they sign up with you. So if you're a fat loss coach, for example, they may go through a fat loss phase initially, get the initial fat loss result. Then they may go through a recomp phase or something like that, where they increase the calories, start getting back into training heavier, set some performance goals, maintain the body fat that they've now kind of got themselves down to. And then the third phase might be like, I don't know, a performance phase, or it might be muscle building or shape building, or it might even be just a long-term lifestyle phase, okay, of improving their energy and productivity and things like that. It could be anything depending on your target audience. And this is what you really need to think about. The best way to design this is look at the problems that you cause by getting them the result in the first place and break it down into chunks. So, for example, fat loss, when somebody comes in, you reduce calories and you increase their activity. And through that, whatever modality you use, it's generally one of the two, okay, they're going to lose fat. They're going to get to a point where they have lost the fat that they want, but they are probably doing too much activity that they don't want to do long term, or they are probably eating amount of calories that they don't want to be eating long term. You've got them the desired physical result, but you've caused other problems in the fact that they've not got that much flexibility in the diet that they would like, and they're, doing a little bit too much exercise for what they want to continue to do forever. However, they want to maintain the body fat that they've just worked hard for. So the second phase of the program would be about maintaining body fat while spending more time out of the gym and increasing the amount of calories that they can eat so they can have more flexibility in the diet. That's a really, really necessary process to take clients through. Now, you may just do that anyway as part of your coaching, but if you don't break it down into distinct phases, they're not going to understand that. So when they feel like the job is done at the end of the fat loss phase, then they will feel like the job is done. And that's where you'll get this disconnect with clients where they're thinking, oh, well, fat loss is the only thing that I'm here for. I've done the fat loss. I understand what I'm doing with fat loss now. I can just go it on my own. And a lot of coaches are like, oh, but you've got to do this and you've got to do that. But if you're explaining that to a client when they've already said they want to leave, you've left it too late. They need to be aware of this process going forward. So a great program will have at least a 12-month journey for their clients, and everyone's going to be different, but you need to decide what that 12-month journey looks like. It could be 2 phases if it's 6 months and 6 months. It could be 3 phases if it's like 4, 4, and 4, however that looks, okay? Each phase needs to be a goal that your clients would really like to achieve. So it needs to fit in with your niche and your target market, and they kind of follow on from each other, okay? But that's what you want to think about with designing. Now, the second thing you need to do is get the clients to buy into the process. So this is where internal and external marketing will start to become a factor for you. On your social media, you're only going to sell the first step of the process, okay? Because that is probably the forefront of their minds, that people aren't worried about eating too low calories and being in the gym too much when they've got 35 pounds of body fat to lose. They're more interested in about losing the body fat first. So you need to then sell the front end program on your social media. And as soon as they're starting on the process of doing that with you, you need to be educating them on what happens afterwards. Whether that's through a members portal, whether that's through your onboarding, whether that's through your initial call with the client, they need to be aware of, look, you are going to succeed at this goal, but you are going to run into these issues, and this is what we need to solve afterwards. Okay. So it's about marketing the second phase of the program while they're still on the first. And that will then happen again, obviously, in any other phases that you've got. Doing a very, very good job of that means that the client already understands the need for it. They understand the importance of it. And because you've educated them on why it's so important for them, they will naturally want to continue the journey with you, coaching them through that process. Clients will leave when either they feel like there's no more results to be had or they don't feel like there's anything left for them to learn. Okay. Then you're removing both of those things by having this client journey. The third tip I can give you is make sure you have a roadmap of this when clients come into your service. So when they come in, you need to map out what the next 12 months looks like. Even if they're only, committed to you for 4 months, map out the 12 months. Then when you do your client checkpoints, maybe you do it once a month where you look at the overall journey, you can show them where they are on that schedule. So it's already planned out for them and they're already aware of it. And a roadmap is something that we used in my fitness business really, really successfully to keep clients anywhere between 9 and 12 months, which was really, really good for us because it allowed us to build up our client list really quickly because we weren't losing clients out of the back end. So every sale that we made was adding to the client list rather than replacing clients that had already left. So creating a roadmap document is a really good example. If you want an example of what a template roadmap document could look like, we've put together a really, really simple one. It's actually the one that we used to use. Okay. It'll just give you a basic outline of like what to look for and how to present it. Okay. If you want that, all you need to do is comment the word roadmap below. Someone will get in touch with you and we'll get that sent over to make sure that you can download that. Okay. But that is the process that you need to really, really get to grips with if you want to have great client retention in your business without using little tips and tricks and psychological tactics to get them to stay. That is a tried and tested, bulletproof way of getting people to stay with you between 9 and 12 months.